You better start today. Hoda and Jenna. Hoda and Jenna. It's the only way. Hoda and Jenna. Hoda and Jenna. They make you feel like everything's okay and put a smile up on your face. Let's celebrate. Hoda and Jenna.
Hey guys, welcome. It's election day, November the 5th. Jenna, I'm sorry, this jacket is a 10.
Thank you.
It's so cute. It's got little
It's
Dallas Cowboys.
It's Cowboys, but it could also be for America.
You're right, a star.
Stars and stripes.
By the way, I love it.
Thank you.
That's so cute.
Thank you. Well, you guys, millions of Americans, many of you are probably voting now.
My mom voted this morning. She was first in line, almost first in line. And
how early did it start?
She got out there, I think it opened at 6 in Virginia.
Yeah.
So she left at 5:30 to go and be in line.
I love that.
It's kind of fun to see everybody.
Well, there's such a beautiful part of our country, which is that no matter who you vote for, that we get this right, that we get to use our voice.
This is like a day, I mean, it's a stressful day for many, but it's also a day to celebrate, but it's also stressful. So if you need some comfort food, we got your number right now.
What have you already eaten today?
Okay, I just finished Sun Chips just now. I had a pot pie in the
You ate a full pot pie. Was it a personal size or large?
It was, but can I tell you something? It was about this big. It had the crust that was brown and flaky, and when you dug in there, I mean, it had all the things, the flavors were so good. So that, and I had other things, peanut butter and crackers like we do.
Well, you gave me your peanut butter crackers, and I appreciate that. But so if you need more food, although I also find be productive, do things.
True.
You know,
I'm going to do a spin class today.
See, that's exactly.
I'm going to do that.
Things that make you feel good.
You got to.
But you could also head to Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, because all you have to do is show your sticker that says that you voted, and you get a free original glazed donut.
If anything, you could just go there and get it for tomorrow morning. You know?
Why wouldn't you? Or have it as a midnight snack.
Exercise your right to vote and your right to eat a donut.
They also have other ways to help calm you. There's a, you can go pet puppies.
Yeah, the
Somebody said
hotels.
Yeah, they have that there. Look, you just go, there's a puppy, and you pet it, give it some snacks. And
they partnered with animal shelters across the country, and those puppies are there hanging out. You can be with them. I wonder if you can adopt them, because I know you kind of want a puppy.
I do. My kids, but I think there's something about how a puppy feels when it like lays on you. It does.
Or a kitten.
Or a kitten, right?
Do you find that?
Right. No.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, there's a lot you can do, and the most important thing you can do.
Get some fresh air too.
Well, it's to vote.
Yeah, vote and then go get fresh air.
Many people in other countries that don't have the rights that we do, so let's exercise it.
Get out there.
I can help Henry, and I told you how I didn't threaten him, but I can't think of another word, where he was going to go without me to early vote.
Oh, yeah.
And we went on Friday. We made it a date.
Yeah.
We stood in line together. And I couldn't help but like almost tear up because there's something so beautiful about having the rights that we do.
Right. So the Beehive, by the way, is buzzing about there's something that's out, y'all, and people have been waiting for this. They're wondering, where are the music videos from her Cowboy Carter album?
Yes.
Well, we have news.
This is her very first? What?
Yep.
Well, no
first
wonder
music
we've
video.
been wondering. Her very first dropped last night. It's for one of my favorite songs on the album called Bodyguard, and it pays tribute to Pamela Anderson. Take a look. Oh, I could be your lifeguard.
By the way, she captioned that post, Bay, B-E-Y, watch.
Oh, God. She's
Bay watch.
Brilliant. I mean, she recreated Pamela's iconic looks from this one, obviously, to the VMAs. You know, that look?
Oh, she did that one, too? I wonder what Pamela said. You know that there must be some tweet somewhere.
I'm sure Pamela was into it.
She's asleep? Yeah. Pamela's asleep because it's West Coast. But anyway, that is, I think Pamela Anderson is the ultimate kind of everything.
We also loved her when she was on our show, but one of the things that's so amazing is that she's constantly evolving, you know, and she said such cool things about sort of having all these different facets of her, but also one of them was this, you know, pin up, but that she didn't want it to be the only definition. Yeah.
I loved what she said about marriages, because everyone sort of made fun of her because she had so many marriages, and she said some of the people who are making fun of me have been locked into a marriage that's been loveless and not for them for years, yet they are considered a successful marriager. I chose to get out of marriages when they were not good for me, when they didn't serve me. So she goes, so who's the happy one? Who's the right one? Exactly. I just think she has good insight.
Yeah, me too. Okay, cool. Well, according to the New York Post, there's a new trend in baby names.
It's called My Best Friend's Dad baby naming trend. So I guess that's it. So you take your best friend's dad and name your child after it.
You must be very close with your best friend's dad. No, I think they're just saying that more traditional male names like Drew, Noah, and Dylan. I mean, we know all those
Dylan and a
people.
Drew and a Noah. Yeah.
That could be cool.
So who's your best friend's
Well, I have a lot of
name?
best friends, but Mia, one of my best friends, or Farrell's, I could either go Jimmy, which I don't know if Jimmy works for, but James kind of does. James does.
I have a friend named Jimmy.
A girl?
J-I-M-I.
Or Farrell's dad's name is Chuck.
I like Chuck.
For a girl?
I think it's cute.
Chucky?
Come here, Chuck. Hey, Chuck.
It works well around Halloween. Okay. What about you, Karen's dad?
Karen's dad's name is either Dick or Richard. But they call him Rich. That's a tough one.
I don't know if Dick works for a little girl. Traditionally. You know what I'm saying? Wow.
All right.
Let's hope we get through it.
Coming up next, is Jason Kelce headed to late night?
Our friend Kaylee Hartung is going to break down the sports stories getting a lot of buzz right after this. Now to our series where sports meets pop culture. It's time for
The Score. And here with some big stories is today contributing correspondent Kaylee Hartung. Hey, Kaylee.
Hey,
how are you?
We like this segment so much we had to have you come back.
Well, thank goodness.
I mean, and who's talking about sports today besides us? We love our show.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Jason Kelce. He's been in the news over the weekend. Talk to us about what's gone on.
Yeah, so this video went viral over the weekend. A fan behaving badly, calling Travis Kelce a homophobic slur, and Jason reacted.
Right.
Now, he has spoken out about the incident last night on Monday Night Countdown. Listen to what he had to say about it.
I'm not happy with anything that took place. I'm not proud of it. And, you know, in a heated moment, I chose to greet hate with hate. In that moment, I fell down to a level that I shouldn't have. So I think the bottom line is, you know, I want to live my life. I try to live my life by the golden rule. That's what I've always been taught. I try to treat people with common decency and respect, and I'm going to keep doing that moving forward.
So what we saw in this video from TMZ Sports was that this man shouts this homophobic slur in reference to Travis. Jason reacts, appears to smash the guy's phone out of his hands, and then repeats the slur.
But I think the important thing is what he just said there, which is what people don't do anymore. Is like, he said he was sorry, he made a mistake. It's not his character, and we've seen his character. Like, I feel like
and also apologies, like you said, have become so few and far between.
Yeah, people are always like doubling down on bad behavior.
But what he just did was say, I don't want to live my life by facing hate with hate. Like, it's such a good lesson for the people that love him.
So in addition to that, now Jason may be getting a new gig. How many gigs does he have?
I know, right? So there's Monday Night Countdown, the serial, yes, and then, of course, the platform that they have with the New Heights podcast that is so wildly popular. But also, there are reports that he could be getting a late-night show on ESPN. And this wouldn't be highlight-driven or anything like that. This would be more like Jason Kelce holding down the chair, interviewing athletes and celebrities like a real late-night show.
Like Jimmy Fallon meets,
on sports.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the Pistons. They had an interesting weekend.
Marathon Sunday in New York City, as you both know, is one of the coolest days in the city. But when you have about 50,000 runners traversing the city,
all the fans.
It absolutely can lead to some transportation challenges for the rest of us to get around the city. Well, the Detroit Pistons, welcome to New York. They really were one with the people of the city. They hopped on the subway to get to their game against the
way we all
Nets.
get around.
Best way to get anywhere.
Instead of the typical tunnel walk you see, a different kind here where they're in their game day fits. They've got their designer luggage, whatnot. They really had a good time with it. The New York Marathon's Instagram account even got in on the fun, apologizing for their route change.
Our bad.
But hey, it didn't seem to bother them. They beat the Nets. What was that final score? 106-92.
Oh my gosh,
hey,
this has happened before, hasn't it?
It has. LeBron James and the Cavs back in, I believe it was 2017.
They had the same
Similar
deal.
challenge. But I love that they're embracing it, having some fun with it.
By the funny thing, once you take the subway, it's the only way
never
you go.
go back.
It's really
As
the way
you
to go.
know.
Yeah.
Well, all of us took the
best
subway. I
way.
mean, it's the only way my kids got to school. And it was so funny because people would say, I saw Hoda on the subway, but that couldn't have been Hoda.
Yeah,
I'm
I know. I know. Same with you. All right, so we have a snack favorite that the NFL's going crazy for.
So The Athletic did an absolutely massive survey trying to determine what is the favorite snack of
Did
NFL
you have
football
guesses
players.
before they would do this? Like, because you spend a lot of time on the sidelines.
I do, and if I'm being honest, the result did not surprise me because this is how I, at times, have to survive on the sidelines. It used to be orange slices, which I think is reminiscent of all of our childhoods and taking kids to soccer games, having those orange slices, but now Uncrustables. Do you guys know about these?
Yeah, we sure do.
Girl.
They're here.
Little peanut butter and jelly.
They're like
pre-made
PB&J sandwiches. But why is this such a favorite?
I think it's so easy to grab. You think about the protein of the peanut butter, a little sweetness of the jelly. Who doesn't love a PB&J?
6 grams of protein.
That's a lot.
You're gonna die.
That's pretty good.
NFL teams, this report found, go through around 4,000 Uncrustables a week. And easily 80,000 a year. The Denver Broncos, they say, eat the most, an estimated 700 per week. For
700 per week?
Well, it might be cold. It's cold there, and
What does it have to do with
you know, when you're cold,
Uncrustable?
believe me, when you're cold, you don't want to eat a snack. You don't want to eat a warm snack. You don't put these in the micro?
No. You could. There's not time for that at an NFL game. So? Maybe put them in front of those jet propulsion heaters.
Oh, yeah.
So
I like
you love these?
I have been in absolute dire straits in games where I'm like, I forgot to eat breakfast or I forgot to eat lunch. The day got away from me, and now it is the third quarter. I am fading, and it's like, what can I grab? The team's always having. I know who to ask.
Yeah, you know the right.
I was going to say, what happened to hot dogs? But I guess we're talking about what players eat off the sideline. All right. Okay, thanks, Kaylee. Coming up next, breakups that have gone viral.
3 women share their personal stories that have resonated with so many people online. Coming up after this. Now to a trend you may have seen all over TikTok. More and more women are sharing their breakups on social media, and those posts are going viral.
Yeah, 3 of those women are right here, and we're going to chat with them in a moment. But first, let's check out their stories.
You're supposed to feel sad, and it's more than okay when you do.
Breakup TikTok is trending. Creators and everyday women are sharing their private breakup stories on public platforms, and the videos are going viral.
I'm musical artist Sprightly, and a song about my breakup went viral.
Imagine you live in LA with your boyfriend and everything's going amazing.
I moved to Texas with the supposed love of my life, who I had been with for 3.5 years. Basically, as soon as we got there, he handed me a note saying that we are incompatible and have nothing in common.
How did I not know this whole time? 3.5 years of happiness. We've been incompatible this whole time.
So I packed up, got in my car, and went to live with my mom in Florida. I got the idea to write some kind of joke song one night when I was like pretty fixated on the relationship. I started putting the video together with old photos and videos and posted it to let people know where I've been. I immediately started getting comments from people I knew, but then by the end of the day, it had gotten into the millions, and I was getting floods of comments from tons of people I didn't know. I guess the fact that I was laughing about it, that was therapeutic for me. I think maybe it felt a little empowering for other women who've been through it, but also people who haven't been through it. Being able to find humor in it, I guess, is a different take.
I started as a content creator about 4 years ago now, making content about my marriage, about very common struggles that people go through.
I've learned more in my 2 years of marriage than I ever thought I'd learn in my lifetime.
It became very evident around January it might be better to break up and do what was best for us both as individuals. There's a lot of pressure when you get married or where you're in a serious relationship to work it out, no matter the circumstances. I was very scared and very shameful to tell my community that my marriage was ending. I expected people to tell me that I shouldn't have been sharing my relationship online if it was going to end.
Life is life. Things can change.
Being completely honest, it felt like a weight was being lifted off my shoulders. I could actually start moving forward. But ultimately, the response that I got was, thank you for being a human being and sharing your human experience.
I was supposed to get married back in June, and 2 weeks before, kind of abruptly, those plans changed. All of the payments had been placed, so the option was essentially to stay home or to go to Italy and make the most of it. It was the best thing that I could have possibly done. I've never felt so much love.
I've never been more proud of you in my entire life.
It took me a little while to want to look at the shared videos and pictures that people had shared with me. But eventually, I cracked open on a solo Sunday and just found myself smiling, looking back on those amazing memories. So I was like, you know what, I should put together a little highlight reel. I think I had like 15 followers on TikTok at the time, you know, an aunt, a couple of cousins, and some friends. I actually went to church by myself for the first time in a long time. And I walked out of church and my phone was exploding an hour later. I just could not believe in an hour the hundreds of people who had commented words of encouragement and kindness, people who were thanking me for sharing what I did. Eventually it was that more than 2 million people had seen the video. And the most amazing thing is it just brought this community I didn't even know existed straight to me at a time when I needed it the most. There's so much to be said for not feeling alone. It's the greatest gift.
Joining us now are sprightly Sabrina and Kelce. Kelce, I'm just going to start with you just because we just ended with that story. I know this was a difficult time, but to be able to turn it into something so lovely and your hesitancy to post it, I understand. How do you feel now that you know it's out in the world and you're hearing from people?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if you told me 2.5 million people would see that moment and share that moment with me, I might have been apprehensive, but knowing what I know now and seeing the love and support that's rallied around me and seeing that it's been able to help even one person, I mean, it really has, like I said, been the greatest gift. I think you hear about the downside of social media all the time, and this opened my eyes to what a beautiful community was out there. Like I said, when I needed it most.
You're a badass, by the way. You had your party in Italy. I love it so much.
We also need to mention you work with us.
Yes.
So we knew your story, and I hope you felt the support here. But we love that you're getting it from the online community. Okay, so Sabrina, I love how you talked about your marriage anyway, you know, and you had put it out there, and you said it was kind of the messy middle. But then when you decided to end things, I could tell you were like, uh-oh, I'd already shared this part of me. Were you regretful? And how did coming out help you feel like there was less shame around everything?
Well, I think the reality is no one really wants to break up. No one goes into a relationship wanting to break up, but it happens to so many people. And maybe not everyone shares their life online, but you have family and friends who you were really excited about this person. You know, this is the one. And there's a lot of people you're fearing you're going to let down. And so you withhold a lot of that. So I made, you know, content about the messy middle because that's where the healing happens. It's somewhere between rock bottom and being fully moved on, where you're still grieving and regretting and learning and processing. So I wanted to make more authentic content about what healing looks like before it's done.
Yeah, I love that.
I thought you did such a beautiful job of mixing humor, your beautiful voice, and heartache all in one, and somehow you made 3.5 million people since you posted it last week.
By the way, you posted that last week.
Yeah.
So this is
something,
really new.
Feel something better. Where did you find the healing for you?
I'm still finding it. It's been really, really hard. I mean, I've written a lot of songs since the breakup. That has been really therapeutic. The funny thing about this one, though, is this was a total joke. Like, I made it sound really rough on purpose because I was like laughing at a funny element of this whole breakup. And I've been finding a lot of healing through making art and also through connecting with people in the comments. Honestly, it's given me a place to turn that's not turning back towards
also
him.
in humor, right? Yeah. And laughter, which I think helps.
You're super talented, by the way. Glad you shared that part, too. Okay, you guys are going to stick around. When we come back, we've got a therapist who's going to join us, Nebra Glover-Tawwab. She's going to help us on this conversation coming up after this. Hey, guys,
we are back with 3 women who found comfort and connection on social media after their breakup stories went viral.
Jillian Lavin, also known as Sprightly, created a breakup song that blew up on TikTok after the abrupt end of her 3-year relationship. Sabrina Flores is a content creator. She shared her marriage and eventually her divorce with her very supportive followers. And our producer, whom we love dearly, Kelce Murphy, posted a video that went viral after her would-be wedding, which instead became a awesome party in Italy.
That looks fun.
For her family and friends.
And joining our conversation now is therapist Nebra Glover-Tawwab, the author of Consider This, Reflections for Finding Peace, which is something we all need, particularly after breakups. Nebra, when you listen to their stories, why do you think them sharing it brought them this peace? Why do you think it helped?
So many of us go through breakups, but not a lot of us have support. And to be able to have other folks sharing their story and helping you heal in community is a wonderful thing, and something we don't talk about enough with social media, that there's also support in those spaces.
I think shame is a word that a lot of people feel after a breakup. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It's like somehow I wasn't good enough, or somehow I couldn't fix it. It was my fault. That's something a lot of people are dealing with at a breakup.
Yeah, and I loved how there was not a lot of detail of the why, but also, like, this is such a normal thing that happens no matter what the circumstance is. We all go through a breakup at some point, whether it's an engagement, a boyfriend, a move. It happens. It's normal.
You know, Kelce, I know that you posted that video. You didn't have followers. You just posted it for your aunt and your cousins yourself. You weren't posting it thinking, oh, I'm going to go viral and this will help. It was sort of accidental. And how did it going widespread, how did it make you feel? Like, is there any regret, or you're all in?
No, I think, you know, what you see in that video is an amazing group of family and friends who really rallied around me in a beautiful place. And there's so much to be said for how fortunate I am to have had that. But then the wedding happened, right? You get through that threshold and you come home and walk into a home that was meant to be full of happiness and joy, and the reality sets in. And that's when it hit me the hardest, in the aftermath of that, when I was truly alone. But I wasn't alone for very long, because it brought me hundreds of thousands of people reaching out who had been through it and were on the other side and had such supportive things to say, and also gave me a sense of purpose. I still hear from people every day saying, I'm in this horrible situation and you're a little bit ahead of me. And to be able to share and have that community is the greatest gift.
I think a lot of people are optimistic and they think they can fix it. Or maybe he's having a bad day, or maybe it's just this bad moment and I can fix it if I'm just optimistic enough. And sometimes that does become a theme, but there are sometimes, Nebra, red flags that pop up that we should be paying attention to, but we will them away. Is there a way to be able to spot red flags when we're in a relationship?
Well, sometimes we are hopeful, and it's important that we learn to react. And that reaction may not come immediately. It might not be on the first day. It might not be after 1 month. It could be after 3 years, once we're engaged. And when we notice them and we respond, that's the important piece. Because we have to get to our enough point. And sometimes a little bit of something is not enough for us to want to leave the relationship.
Did you guys see red flags now that you've had a minute to look back?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you things
You
popped
know,
up.
one of the other things about putting yourself out there online is two things. One, you know, you're not coming up to strangers and being like, how's your wedding? How's your husband? Like, you made it clear what's happening, which is kind of takes some of those like little pain away, pain points. But also, there probably isn't 100% support. And I know you talked about this. You have to prepare for that one ouch comment that's like
that might stick with you. Yeah, we're all weird that way.
And the good sometimes evaporates, and the painful things stay. So what's your advice to anybody that's thinking about posting some of their personal things like this?
Well, in our comments, we can filter out some of those words. We could go to our settings and change. Yeah, and when certain words come up, we can have those folks
blocked. Did you guys do that?
No, but I'm gonna now.
Wait, you can do that on all.
You can do it on Instagram for sure. You can filter.
Well,
you can filter a word, and when someone comments with that word, you will never see it.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is
and it will never pop up on your feed.
It's a wonderful way to protect your space.
That's such a good thing for kids too. I mean, so we keep hate out of. Well, how did we never know that?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes.
Okay, what's your last parting words for these beautiful women and anybody that's going through heartbreak to move on?
We heal and support with others. And sometimes we think that isolation is the best because we're embarrassed, we feel lots of shame. But what helps is being in community and seeing that other people are with us and we have their support.
Well, you guys, I'm so happy to have met you guys.
Yes.
And Kelce, we love you, of course.
We love you, and it seems like y'all are all doing amazing. Thank you.
Anything else you want to say?
Well, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
And lift each other up. It makes more of a difference than you know.
By putting your stories out, you have this whole new community, but you're also inspiring us.
Way to go, guys.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Coming up next, we're going beyond pumpkin spice. We're tasting the biggest trends in fall foods right after this.
Oh, yeah. You guys do so good.
Okay, if you've got a foodie at home, there are some big fall food trends you're going to want to check out.
And here to tell us all about them is the host of The Great American Recipe on PBS, Alejandra Ramos.
Hi, Alejandra.
How are you?
We've eaten a lot today, so we're going to just slow roll the tasting.
What kind of snacks you got?
So we've got some amazing trends, like you said. So we're starting off with multi-sensory snacks. So these are pecan-based snack mixes created by a two-person team that is a former wine expert and a neuroscientist. So they kind of combine those skills and that knowledge to create snacks that incorporate aromas and scents and kind of create a taste experience. So here you've got so the flavors are, for example, we've got one. This one's called like Into the Snowy Woods, and it has herbs and nuts that kind of it's almost like combining aromatherapy and a.
I love that. And these are healthy-ish.
Yeah, they are. No, absolutely. Right? I mean, like they're protein packed.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk popcorn, but this isn't your grandma's popcorn.
Not your grandma's popcorn. So this trend is all about nostalgic global flavors. It's a lot of like first-gen immigrants, first-gen entrepreneurs who kind of came here and are combining the sort of kind of everyday American snacks like popcorn with their flavors. So these are first-generation Asian Americans, and they are creating these popcorns that are the snacks that they grew up with, like ube. This is yam. This is milk tea. Have you ever had like bubble tea? Yes. Salted egg, like the Chinese salted egg.
The salted egg is delicious.
Yes. Really? And so, so good. I love, and then black sesame is also another popular Asian flavor. So it's kind of nice kind of combining those flavors. I think that's such a great kind of celebration of what American food is about, right?
I dropped some down. Yeah, I dropped a little.
You know, I mean, I can't eat popcorn without saving some for later, so I relate.
It's really beautiful. Okay.
Speaking of amazing global flavors, so this is, have you heard of like regular like Asian chili crisp?
Yes.
This is Mexico's answer to that. It's called Salsa Matcha. It's a salsa that originates in Veracruz, part of Mexico, and it's a salsa that's oil-based with nuts and seeds and chilies. We poured some on some steak over here. So it's not like a tomato-based sauce. It is very spicy. This is from a company called Somos, and they actually have, I know it does pack a punch. And they also have a sweet version.
Is there water? This is the 40th time that this has happened.
We've got a little bit of iced coffee if you'd like to.
Yeah, I do.
There you go.
Wow, that was spicier than we thought it was, but it's delicious.
Well, salsa matcha, I mean, it's a bold flavored sauce.
Oh, wow. This is pumpkin.
All right. Well, if if you want something else to put your salsa on, how about tamales?
I love tamales.
Yes, you are a Texas girl, so you know all about tamales. This brand called Tucon Tamale. This is a husband and wife team. She's Mexican American. He fell in love with Mexican American food when he fell in love with her. They created this incredible brand, and they're microwavable, which is what's amazing. So this is like the new microwave burrito, basically.
Amazing.
Because tamales are steamed, so they cook beautifully in the microwave. You just put like the pack right in.
Okay.
And
pop it off.
2-3 minutes in the microwave, and you've got this perfectly steamed tamal. And they have all sorts of different flavors. There's vegetarian ones. There's a pork and chili one. That one's pork.
Love it.
Black
Do they have bean and cheese? Because that's my favorite.
Yes, they do.
All right, this is what Hoda's been waiting for.
All right, another delicious microwave treat. These are cozy, warm desserts for fall. This is sticky toffee pudding.
There's nothing better than sticky toffee pudding,
It's a classic British dessert. The owner is Tracy Wilkinson Claro. She moved to Austin.
Oh, really?
From England
Cool.
and brought a taste of home with her. Started selling these in a farmer's market. And I mean, so delicious. Pop them in the microwave. They come frozen.
Forget it.
Gooey, glorious. And of course, pumpkin spice. Summer meets fall for those that like iced coffee all year long.
Love a cold brew.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay, you're the best,
Thank you.
Alejandra. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a question for you today. Are you feeling a little anxious?
Some of us are. Psychologist Adam Grant has some advice for managing stress right after this.
Today's a big day, of course, Election Day, and a lot of you might be feeling maybe anxious, so we thought, what can we do to help?
Yeah, well, we brought in Adam Grant, who is an organizational psychologist and best-selling author of The Hidden Potential, The Science of Achieving Greater Things. Hi, Adam. We're so happy you're here with us.
Glad to be here.
I mean, I think when Hoda just said some of us are feeling anxious, I feel like there is this collective anxiousness in our country today. What's the best thing we can do to sort of make sure that we're staying calm?
I think that it's worth remembering anxiety is a sign that you care about something that's beyond your control. And so a lot of people are just feeling helpless. I think the best antidote to helplessness is doing something helpful.
Yeah.
Find somebody else who's stressed, even more than you are. Give them some advice, and you'll generally find that makes you feel like you matter, but also the advice you give is the advice that you needed to take.
Yeah.
And even being of service.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just thinking, like today, if you weren't sitting around spinning or even talking about it, but doing something that was completely outside of the box, something different.
For the greater good.
Yeah.
It's a great distractor, and also I would say go to bed early tonight and then work out in the morning.
Don't stare
Go
at
to
all
bed
the...
early, even
even with the election happening?
We're not going to learn anything, right?
Well, yeah, who knows?
What's the point?
Yeah.
And a morning workout actually builds confidence to handle challenges for the day. So.
Okay, so you have 3 tips that we can all do to relieve any of the stress of tonight. Is one of those working out in the morning?
Yeah, I think that's a first place to start.
Okay.
Second thing to do is to do a little bit of rewinding. So think back to the last major event that was out of your control. You got through it. How did you get through it? You can learn lessons from your own past resilience and the coping skills that you showed before. And then the third is to fast forward to the future, zoom out a little bit, and think about in 10 years or in 20 years, how much impact does the election of today have on your life? Maybe a little bit less than you think, I hope.
Okay. What about, I mean, a lot of people have friends and family who are not in the same political sphere as they are, and they're having trouble just having basic communication. Is it best just to kind of steer clear for a while, or how do you know when to, like, sort of lean back in?
Well, I think it's worth remembering that a lot of people have fractured relationships, and not every relationship can or should be repaired. But if there's one that you want to work on, I would start by setting some ground rules. Let's have a conversation about the conversation. Why do we want to maintain this relationship despite the fact that we disagree? What are the issues that we can safely talk about, and what should we avoid? And let's find some common ground, some shared interests, whether it's a book or a movie or a team that we love to root for that bring us together as opposed to dividing us.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. You know, we both have young kids. What's your advice for parents? I mean, I don't think all kids are feeling the anxiety, but some might.
Some are.
What would you say is your best advice for parents as we parent during this time?
I think as a parent, Julie Lithcott-Hames writes about this very eloquently. She says, you have to normalize struggle.
Yeah.
You want to let your kids know it's okay to feel a range of emotions. That's normal, that's human. But also remind them, I'm here to protect you. It is my job to keep you safe. And you may feel worried about the country. You don't have to worry about our home.
Yeah, that's
and I think
smart.
also, and I mean, I think we should be ourselves, but I think putting our worry on our kids without even meaning it. Like, they know, my kids know everything about me no matter what I say. They understand
because
and they
of what
feel
you
your
do.
feelings, right? And they also feel like, this is not good, or something's off here. I can't change how I'm feeling, but sometimes I have to admit, I try to protect them. It's sometimes our worry shouldn't be their worries, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's okay to say, you know, everyone's worried right now, but I'm also highly confident that we can get through this. We've gotten through challenges before, and I'm going to make sure that we do that.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. Okay, so tomorrow, though, maybe tomorrow, maybe later.
Some people are betting it's going to happen at 3 in the morning.
One person is betting
well,
that.
okay.
But anyway, we will have some results at some point, and our country will need to move on, right, past this current moment in time. What's your advice for all of us as we do that together?
I think in the next 24 hours, we're going to see a lot of blue and red maps. And it's good to remember there is no such thing as a blue or red state. Every state is a different shade of purple.
Right.
And I think the same is true of human beings, right? We want to look at people, regardless of what vote they cast, as having a lot of different purple.
I like that.
Yeah, I do think that's good. And I also think, too, you know, some people who are really worked up, they say you're the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yes.
You really have to choose your circle, because you can go down some dark roads if the people you surround yourself with are
frantic,
talking about nothing but that. And I think sometimes it's okay to say, well, that person's not in my circle right now, even if you happen to believe the same things.
Yeah, talk to someone who doesn't live in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Or instead of getting, staying on the phone all day long, do service, like Hoda said. Do something, clean out your closet. Do something. Go for a run.
We're doing our workout because of you.
Yeah,
Adam,
thank you, Adam.
Sure. Thank you,
We'll be
Adam.
back right after this. Thank you, Adam.
What do you That's going to do it for us. We're going to see you back here on Thursday. We'll be off tomorrow because of election coverage with actress Judy Greer.
Okay, have a good day, everybody. Get out and vote.
Bye. Bye.